In today's video, what we're going to go above is first I'll talk to you about Copilot and how it differs from ChatGPT and how you can use Copilot in different Microsoft apps. Then I'll tell you why and how it's important to prompt. And then I'll show you what you can do in Copilot in Excel for free. And then what you can do in Copilot in Excel with the Pro version. And then I'm reserving a mystery surprise, so we're gonna have a look at dashboards with AI later in this video. Hey guys, I'm Dave. I am a Microsoft MVP, and let's dive deep into it. So first, what is Copilot versus ChatGPT? The company here that made Copilot is obviously Microsoft, so a very little known company. And then we have ChatGPT here from OpenAI that was founded by Elon Musk. I know you probably know this guy, he's everywhere, but it was co-founded, so he was with other people. But what's the trick in this? Some people always ask me, Dave, what's the difference between these two tools? So I'll try to answer this question a little bit here. And the one difference is that the large language model. If you don't know what a large language model is, you just have to think about it as a dictionary. So let's say Copilot and ChatGPT use different dictionary, and GPT-4, which stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer, is just faster, it's stronger than GPT 3.5. And when you have the free version of the tools, well, Copilot used the stronger version and ChatGPT used the slower version, let's say it like that. What is a little bit inception though is that these models that were trained or developed, they were developed by OpenAI. So there's a partnership between the two companies here. So ChatGPT or OpenAI made these large language model, and they told Microsoft, hey, you can use GPT-4 on your Microsoft Copilot tool. So that's a little bit strange, like why ChatGPT for the free version is not using the GPT-4. That's a question I can't really answer here, but let's say that one is supposed to be faster, stronger, more memory than the other one. Then for the knowledge limit, what is really interesting is that Copilot is web-based. So Copilot is using the Bing search engine, so basically the Google of Microsoft, to actually make searches through the web, while ChatGPT has a knowledge limit as of January 2022, and it depends on your version. If you don't pay for ChatGPT and you go with your first 10th prompt or something like that, you're going to use GPT-4o, which is actually using the Bing search engine as well to search the web, but then you'll have to pay if you want to keep going. With Copilot, it's always free. It's going to search with Bing search engine, and it's always going to be web searching. The main difference I will say between those two tools, because I use both of them, to be honest with you. And what's the main difference I think with Microsoft Copilot is that it relies on Microsoft security. So Microsoft tells you, hey, we have the commercial data protection. So when you have the business version, or when you log in with a school or a work account, actually you won't have access to your recent chat history, and there is no prompt that is logged in the tool or saved in the tool. This is the main difference with ChatGPT. And the main difference number two is that when you pay for the Pro version of Copilot, you actually have an integration in Outlook, Word, OneNote, PowerPoint, and Excel. So you have a button that will appear at the top of all of these apps. And then for ChatGPT, it's a little bit cricket. So there's no app integration. There are some plugins, of course. You can import a spreadsheet. I'm sure you guys used it, or maybe you haven't. You should try it. It's pretty cool. But that's the main difference of these tools as we speak today. But this is evolving really, really fast, by the way. All right, so now it is demo time already. I just want to show you one thing. So actually how to prompt. So I'm going to head over to copilot.microsoft.com, and I want to show you this. I will ask Copilot here. I made it as my homepage because I always want to actually make sure I have the reflex of using it. And I will ask Copilot, could you give me the 10 best Excel functions? Okay, so I just type it in. It is how it works. You just chat with the bot, and then Copilot gives you an answer. Here we go. My first answer is a sum, then I have the average, then I have an if, I have a VLOOKUP, and then a few answers, right? And then what's cool with Copilot is that it gives you its sources, what GPT doesn't do. So if I click here on spreadsheet TO or whatever, here you go. I have my sources, so I can actually dig down or dive deeper into these information. Cool, right? But now for the rest of this presentation, I don't want to always freestyle and go live, because one thing with AI though is that it never gives the same answer. So to do a video like that, it's kind of hard to always have the same answer and to actually prepare to make it great content for you. So I'll go back to my presentation, and I copy pasted this prompt here, and I want to show you that it was actually a really bad prompt. And most people I see are doing these kind of prompt, and I'll tell you why. So this is actually my prompt and the result I first got, but this is not actually how you should prompt. This is actually how you should prompt. As you can see here, I asked Copilot, could you give me the 10 best Excel functions and formulas for an accountant? I added some context here. I even told the bot I work in a video games company, I am a junior accountant, and I am beginner to intermediate in Excel. And then I added even more information. Talk to the robot like it was a kid that you will have to explain everything. Okay, that's my main tip or main insight here. Be very specific in your demand and the results will be way better. I told them most of my tasks are to reconcile data, merge lists together, perform budget versus actual analysis, make forecasts, and also analyze financial statements. And I want to highlight the difference here. Since I told all of that to Copilot, look at the difference. First, it gave me the SUMIFs function, which was not the case in the previous answer that it gave me. VLOOKUP was there, the if function was there, the index and match function wasn't there, and then it added some stuff, which I think the most important, the pivot table. So when I gave zero context, it didn't give me the information on pivot table, but now it did, because it's like, oh, maybe it's an accountant, maybe he needs the pivot tables and all those kind of function. And then of course some more function, and I could have kept going with the AI and asked him, hey, could you tell me a step-by-step on how to do a pivot table? I'm not too sure. And then it will have kept going, right? So this is how basically you can prompt. So just make sure you add some context, some goal, and tell the who, the why, and all of that, the what. So this is basically the case of what you need to do when you do a prompt. All right, now to the next section of this video. I'm going to show you how to use Copilot in Excel. But as you may know, you need to pay the Pro version to have the Copilot symbol at the top of your Microsoft Excel application. So I will show you some kind of use case of how I actually use Copilot in Excel for free. It won't unlock the whole function, but I'll show you a use case of how you could actually use it, and that works pretty well. All right, so here we go. I'm just going to hit play on this video here, and I have an Excel file, and the main goal here was that I actually change the date that is in the orange here, and I will get the sum of my cats here. I have my mappings in the column A, cats and dogs, and what I would love to do is to show my boss what is the sum of the cats and the dogs depending on the dates. And the thing is, I don't always want to change my formulas if I add some dates. Example, if I add the month of July here, and if I add some other animals, I will add some parrots or bird or something like that. I will just like a formula to do a sum of all of this and actually just change the date that is in orange, right? So that was actually a real use case that happened to me. I had a friend of mine, which is a chartered professional accountant like me, and he was like, Dave, I want to show this to my boss, my CFO, and I'm not too sure how to do it. And I had a great idea of how to do it. Like, I wasn't too sure. I was like, maybe it could be some ifs with some kind of index match, but I wasn't too sure how to type it. And I was like, you know what? It's going to take me 2 hours to do it, or like an hour, or I'm going to have to ask someone. So let's ask Copilot on how I could do that. And I will show you the results, and actually they were pretty impressive. So here we go. At the top, I have my Excel function, or my Excel workbook, I should say. And at the top, you can see the final formula. So this is the actual function once it was done. So in the blue cells, that's my results. So that's the results of my formula and function. So here we go. I went to copilot.microsoft.com, and you will see the level of detail that I gave the AI tool to actually have my result. So I said, hi, I want to have a summary of my data. The main goal is to change a single date, and it gives me the right sum of the column that this date is located. And then I said my data is as follow. And I actually said everything. In column A, I have my mappings. For now, my mappings are cat and dogs, and they have multiple occurrences, which means I can't use the index and match function because it will give me back only one value. In column B, C, and D, I have my dates. The main goal is to change one date in cell G2. So the cell in orange here is actually in H2 on this picture here. And it is going to give me back the sums of the values, my dates, column B, C, and D. As I told you, more specifically, my headers are starting in B3 to D3. So B3 here, the month of April, D3, the month of June. All right, next slide. So I have still my Excel to the left and I have my Copilot to the right here. And here is the answer of Copilot. Based on your description, it sounds like you want to sum the values, blah, blah, blah. So it just repeats what I told him, but here is the answer it gave me. He said, here is an example of how you can do this. And it gave me one solution, but having some Excel knowledge here, I knew that if I will just copy paste this, it will not work really well, because then if I will add anything, see like B, C, and D, if I will add a E column like the month of July, it will actually not follow. I will have to not only drag the formula, but I will have to type in more stuff. So Copilot goes here and explains the formula a little bit. So I'm like, doesn't really work. So the importance of giving feedback to the AI tool is really important, right? So here I go. I told the bot I would love to have only one function that will use both sum ifs and index match and change which sum it gives me based on the date located in cell G2. So I told the bot, hey, it's not enough. I don't like this formula that you gave me. Please give me only one formula. And here we go. It says, sure, you can achieve this by using a combination of index match and sum ifs function. Here's how you can do it. And actually, this is what I did. This is the final result. And then I think I probably prompted one thing more. And then I said, hey, could you fix it a little bit? And then it gave me the final results. And all I had to change is the criteria. So I really just changed the F3, dragged it down, copy pasted in Excel. And I had my results, my little drop down menu that you saw with the orange date. So that was pretty cool. So Copilot explains everything. This formula works as follows. So if I didn't know anything about those functions, then I could go here and it tells me everything I need to do. I just need to read and not skip any part of this, right? So if you're not too sure about those formula, just go read about it and make sure you follow every step and don't skip any. And most of the time, it will work if your prompt was accurate. And look at my face here, that's the result. And I'm like, holy cow, what just happened? I was flabbergasted of the results, right? This is a flabbergasted dude right here. All right, so that was the first use case of how you can use Copilot in Excel, right? Now let's jump to the Copilot in Excel, the Pro version. So this is where you need to pay 20 USD per month to have access to this beautiful tool here. So I want to introduce the data set to you guys today. It is Dave's Coffee Shop here. So here I am. This is the data set I want to introduce you, and we're going to go in Excel in a few seconds, but I want to take time because this data set here will be actually used for the rest of this presentation. So it's really important that you understand it a little bit. So that's why I made the video, so you can remember about it. So we have the column A where I have my dates. Let's say this is a sales data. Okay, this is the sales data for 2 years, the years of 2023 and the years of 2024. What I did with you guys is that I took some data that was actually, not only 5 lines as you will see normally in an Excel video or something like that. I really want to show you that this is for a real use case. If you have 1,800 lines of data, this will work. So we have product, we sell whole beans, latte, cappuccino. We have the sales amount here. We have the region. We have the salesperson. We have Mocha Mike. Espresso Martini, and a lot of other people, the department, the transaction ID, the customer satisfaction score, and the number of items sold. So this is our data that I'm going to use in the few next example for this video. So here we go. I'm going to open Excel. Here we go, coffee shop data sales for the webinar. And here we go, I have my data set that I just showed you. Amazing. And one thing you need to understand is that Copilot is working with tables. It started with tables only. Microsoft are slowly rolling out, working with range, but I will really advise that you change to a table. If you don't know how to do this, you click on your data set, go to insert, click on table here, or hit your keyboard Control-T, and it's going to convert your data as a table. To know if your data is a table, you click here, table design. You can see that it is a table now, and I can customize it. Anyway, this is not a class on tables, so here we go. And then I have in the home button, I have my Copilot button at the top here, and then I'm going to make it a little bit bigger for you guys. And I have a table here, and in this workbook I have another file that is called employee ID, and I have my employee and my employee IDs. I want to show you a few features of Copilot in Excel. I won't go through all of them. I don't think it is worth it. You can actually see it here. You can create and suggest a formula column, understand data, or highlight some cells, right? So I want to go back in my main table here, click on my table. This is actually really important. And then I'm going to ask Copilot, could you add the employee ID to this table? My employee IDs are located in the table 2. And I just want to make sure that my table 2 here is actually the same name as of my table. So I'll just go into my employee ID tab, click on the table, click on table design, and yes, it is named table 2. And if I click enter here, it won't work because I am selecting this table here, the employee ID. So I need to go back on my data set here, and then I will click on send. And I didn't give much detail, right? I could have been way more specific. My salesperson is in the column E in this tab, and then my table 2 is in this other tab. But let's go like this and let's see what Copilot gives me. It says that it's working on it, and we'll see if it works. It says understanding your data, looking at the range, generating a formula column suggestion, and here we go. Hopefully, here we go. So now Copilot tells me here's one formula column to review and insert in column J. I repeat, to review. Here's a column to review, right? Don't take anything that AI gives you for granted. And then it says matches each salesperson names with their corresponding employee ID from the employee ID table, table 2, to provide a clear identification of the salesperson in this table. And it gives me the function here, XLOOKUP. If you never heard of XLOOKUP before, it's fine, Copilot got you, but you can click on show explanation here, and it's actually explaining everything that is going to do. We're going to hide the explanation, and then we just click here on insert the column. And as you can see here, it said done. I inserted the employee ID to column J. Column J is right here. I'm going to move my face a little bit. As you can see, the first row is Mocha Mike, put in yellow. And here again, Mocha Mike, it's ID 0144. If I go back to employee ID 0144 is Mocha Mike. So Copilot made this list, it merged it. Of course, we have multiple occurrence, and it went all the way down. It did everything. We have Java Joe here that I put in yellow, 0666, number of the beast, Java Joe 0666. So Copilot did its job. If you're new to Excel and you don't know XLOOKUP, you can have a look at the top here and see what it did as the formula and make sure to review it and etc. So this is one feature of Copilot. I think it's pretty cool when you're beginning in Excel. If you're an Excel pro, maybe it's not useful. Maybe it will be faster for you to do it in hand, but you know, we're just starting. So now I'm going to show you something else. We have some pre-built prompt here, right? We have show data insights, we have show a suggestion for a formula column. So I'm just going to go here and click on show data insights. And I want to see what Copilot gives me and see if it's interesting. And boom, here we go. So Copilot told me I analyzed the data, and here's what I found: the number of items sold by date, average of number of items sold, and I'll just click on add to new sheet. Oof, that's a little bit messy, isn't it? Oof, that's not cool. That's not cool. So yeah, Copilot did quite a great job on this one. So let's forget about it and let's go back to our coffee shop sales data. I want to show you something that is pretty cool. It's a function that is called add all insights to grid. Before I click on that, I just want to tell you that you could actually ask Copilot anything, like what is my best sales person for the year of 2023, and then it will give you an analysis of who's the best salesperson for a specific year, which product that we sell the most, which salesperson had the best customer satisfaction score. It's all those kind of questions that you can ask and not only use the pre-built prompt like I'm doing right now. So here we are, I'm back in Copilot and I want to select my table once again. I will click on add all insights to grid and I want to show you the results here in a few seconds. I think this is pretty cool, to be honest with you. Like if you want to get a solid draft, just a starting point, you can actually click on this button, and as you can see, Copilot did multiple charts. The first chart that it did is the number of items sold by date, which is the first that it gave me just before that. And then it gave me the sales amount by employee ID, which is pretty cool in my opinion. If we want to, blur the names of the employee, we have their IDs, which is pretty cool. So we can see that ID 0144 is the best employee for the sales for the 2 years. Remember, we have the data of 2023 and 2024. We have also this customer satisfaction score that Microsoft Copilot did an analysis about, and it said that it is relatively even across, or even I should say across salesperson. And then gave me two other charts that we don't really care, to be honest with you. And it is the frequency of the sales amount and the frequency of the customer satisfaction score. And again, last chart. So Copilot didn't quite hit the mark with this, but we could ask any question. And let's ask one. I'll ask, oh, wait, I need to go back to my sales data actually. And I will say, thank you for this analysis. Could you please give me the analysis of sales by region, by year, and also a sales analysis by region, by salesperson? And I really want to see what is the result that Copilot will give me. I didn't try this one before. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it gives some great result. And there you go. Okay, it says the sales analysis by region and year is displayed above. I will add a new sheet, and boom, here we go. Copilot did an analysis of the sales amount by region and year. It completely ignored my second prompt, but you need to be specific with your prompt. And then what I could do here, I don't really like the line chart, but I could just go to my design here and change the chart type to be a column chart like this, right? And here we go, we have 2023, 2024. I can quickly see that my uptown region went up, and that my rural region, which is in orange, went up as well. So basically the only one that went down is downtown. So in a matter of seconds, it made a pivot chart, so a pivot table with the chart related to it. And then I could use my filters here to remove 2023 by instance, and it will adjust the chart as well. So I think this is a pretty cool feature from Copilot in Excel. Is it worth the 20 US per month? You choose. All right, so this is pretty much what I wanted to show you with Copilot in Excel. This is the last section of today, is that I want to show you the data insights that it can bring you. in the matter of dashboard. So we are in a modern Excel video, and I want to show you a little bit more. I want to go to the next level, right? So not only stay in Excel, I want to show you more tools that can bring your Excel a little bit modern. Basically, I want to show you what you can do with ChatGPT nowadays. So this is a dashboard I made with ChatGPT. If you don't know ChatGPT, you are not forgiven. You are living under a rock. I'm kidding. We're all here to learn. All of this is brand new. So I'll show you actually what I actually did to get this result. So I went to ChatGPT, chat.openai.com, and I came here and I actually uploaded my data set that I just showed you that we keep looking at, my data set with my salesperson and everything. I clicked here, upload from computer, and then I went in and took my data set. I just took the Excel file, boom. And here we go, right? I uploaded it. And then what it did, I won't do it live with you. I will just take my previous prompt. Here we go. Here it is. So you'll see everything. Here we go. So the coffee shop sales data. And then I prompted. We talked about prompt earlier. So I said, we are a coffee shop and here's the sales data of 2 years, the year 2023 and 2024. I'd like to make a sales analysis. The goal is to have the most common questions answered, such as which are the best product in terms of sales, which salesperson are the best, what is the trend of the sales, the quarterly analysis, a year-over-year analysis. I would also like to know if you could detect any trend. Make sure you add any additional insights that could be useful for a management team. So here we go. This is all I said. I just uploaded my data in there and Copilot gave me this. First, it gave me a total of the sales per product and the total per salesperson. As you can see here, we can see my products just below these blue bars. And then to the right, it made a total per salesperson. What I don't like, what ChatGPT did I just say Copilot ChatGPT? It actually didn't split the years. It didn't split the years. It just gave me a chart with my 2023 and 2024 sales all blended into one chart here and another chart here, which is not cool. IMO. It did some blank charts. Interesting. Cool. And then here we go. It did a year-over-year sales analysis. What I don't like from this analysis is the color scheme that it picked. For some reason, I can't really see if my cappuccino or espresso, which one is which, but it actually split my year-over-year sales. And then that's actually what I asked as a prompt earlier, right? And just for the records, I tried to do the same thing, like copy paste this same prompt into Copilot in Excel. So in the actual button at the top that you see in your Excel app, and it actually didn't really work well. Okay, so here we go. You have a year-over-year sales comparison. Here we go. We have a monthly sales trend. Can you believe that we swapped from a data set that was just numbers and data to this in the matter of seconds? And I'm using, for the records here, the ChatGPT 4.0. I'm paying the plus version for this, but you have free prompts. Every day you have roughly 10 prompts, so you can do the exact same thing that I did here for absolutely free, okay? Just want to make sure. Be careful, okay? Confidentiality of your data, it's important. If you don't want it leaked, don't put it in there. Dave's coffee shop, I'm good with this. Everybody can see my data. Then Copilot gave me, or ChatGPT, sorry, gave me a total sales per product, total sales per person, a quarterly sales analysis like I asked, but it actually didn't do any chart on the quarterly sales analysis, which I would have loved, to be honest with you. It did a year-over-year sales comparison, but again, no insights, right? Cappuccino, slight increase. Can you be more precise, please? Right? And then it did a year-over-year growth analysis. Overall, there's been a steady increase in the sales, with the whole beans showing the most significant growth. Again, it could have given me more details, but guess what? We have a chat box down here. So if we want more details, we can just ask him, and that's it. He's going to answer, right? Here we go. We have a monthly sales trend, and then it gives some additional insight. So now it didn't give me anything about the region. So I asked ChatGPT, can you show the sales per region? And here we go. It made a chart here, with my region, downtown, rural, suburban, uptown, that I just showed you earlier in Excel. It did it here, right here in ChatGPT, and it gave me the total sales per region. it gave me the top region, the uptown region, and gave me some few insights here, nothing crazy. And then I asked him, for which year are the sales per region above? Again, it did the total sales per region because I didn't ask. I didn't ask, can you show the sales per region per year? Again, my prompt are bad here. So another example why you should do great prompt, right? And then I said, for which year are the sales per region above? It says the sales above are both years, 2023 and 2024 combined. If you would like a breakdown, I can provide it. So I said, yes, provide it. Cool. I have a graph here. Amazing. I can even click here, switch to interactive chart, and I feel like I'm in Excel all of a sudden. Kidding. It's a little bit different, but still pretty cool. And I'll switch back. I don't know why the color scheme is completely different. ChatGPT lost its colors in between. He's colorblind all of a sudden. And here we go. So it did a breakdown and it gave me a few observations. I don't want to go through all of that. It's like all fake data. And then I just asked, can you summarize all of this information in an Excel spreadsheet? Because yes, it can generate Excel spreadsheets. And then I had a few issues here. It's not really great at generating Excel spreadsheets as we speak, but still it did something nice. Here we go. I asked this Excel spreadsheet as no visual, and then it gave me, maybe I can download, no, I can't anymore. It's expired, but like it gave me something that was actually not that great, but that was a start, So I don't want to go too deep with that. Maybe want to show you something else. If we keep going with the coffee shop, I want to show you something that is called Zebra AI. I actually make videos for Zebra BI. Zebra BI is the name of the company. Zebra AI is actually one of their tools. So basically what I did, the only thing I did is I dragged and dropped my data set that I showed you into their tools. I actually didn't ask any prompt. You can't prompt, so it's even easier than ChatGPT, and it gave me this. So I think it's really amazing. I have a full video on the topic that we'll put in the description of this video. So anything that you saw here, so actually this is a full video, this as well. So I'll put the link to the video down in the description, and this as well, we have it included. So everything that you see here, I'm gonna put loads and loads and loads of resources down in the comments. I forgot to tell you, but actually this was a video as well. So when I showed you this use case, if you want to have it, how do I do that, Dave? I have everything, as you can see in the notes here below this PowerPoint, and I'll put it in the description of this video. Okay, so cool beans. All right, so here we go. That's the Zebra AI that I wanted to show you real quick. So it did a year-over-year sales analysis. As you can see, there is a difference between last year. Every green difference is a positive difference from 2023 to 2024. It told me that my Old Beans product was leading in the current year. It applied a filter on the current year, and then down here it drilled down on some regions and it gave me some insights with some data point. I think this is strong. This is really strong. Imagine you have a team of data analysts that are junior, fresh out of school. They don't really know where to look at. They just have a clean data set, and then they just bring this to the executive level, and we can make some kind of analysis based on that. I think this is amazing. Please go watch a video that is going to be linked. You're going to be flabbergasted, right? And then we have our friend Copilot that made this. I think this is the least performant into all of the three tools for the dashboards, but you know what? This is actually right in Excel, right? So this is straight up in Excel, and I think this is amazing. If you're interested in knowing or learning Microsoft Copilot, I have a course that is called Copilot Essentials from AI Beginner to Proficient course. It is on my website. Once again, the link is in the description below, and I want today to tell you what the content is about. So basically, we're going to go through all that you need to know to be proficient at work, to transform your workflow using the best prompt formula. As you saw in this video, it's really important to know how to prompt, the do's and don'ts of Copilot, how to use Copilot to replace Google, how to draft professional emails, and all kind of prompt for a better workflow in your professional work, how to generate images, summarize videos, summarize PDF, and how to use Copilot on your cell phone as well, right? Because it's really important. Copilot is in your pocket, and I'm really excited for what's coming up with Copilot. Once again, we're going to go through what you can do with all of the 365 apps in Copilot, and there are a lot of PDFs for you to learn in this course. Thank you to have watched this video. We'll catch you soon in another video, and that's it. Peace.